Leonardo da Vinci was a master of many fields, combining art, science, and imagination in a way no one had done before. Leonardo da Vinci stands as a rare example in human history of a mind that refused to be confined to a single discipline. At a time when most individuals dedicated their lives to one profession, Leonardo explored many fields with equal passion and depth. He was an artist, scientist, engineer, inventor, anatomist, architect, and philosopher, yet he did not see these roles as separate identities. Instead, he viewed knowledge as a unified whole, where art, science, and imagination worked together to reveal the deeper truths of the world. This ability to combine multiple disciplines is the foundation of his lasting greatness and the reason he is remembered as a master of many fields. Leonardo's artistic genius is often the first aspect of his life that people recognize. His paintings are among the most famous and studied works of art ever created. However, what makes his art extraordinary is not just beauty, but the scientific thinking behind it. Leonardo studied light, shadow, geometry, and human anatomy to make his paintings as realistic as possible. He believed that an artist must understand the structure of the human body, the way muscles move beneath the skin, and how light interacts with surfaces. His artwork was not based on imagination alone. It was supported by careful observation and scientific analysis. This fusion of art and science allowed Leonardo to create works that feel alive even centuries later. One of the strongest examples of this combination is his study of human anatomy. Leonardo dissected human bodies at a time when such practices were socially and religiously discouraged. He did this not out of curiosity alone, but to understand how the body truly worked. His anatomical drawings of muscles, bones, organs, and the nervous system were incredibly accurate, far surpassing the medical knowledge of his era. These drawings were both scientific documents and works of art. Each line was precise, each form carefully shaded, showing how Leonardo merged artistic skill with scientific purpose. Modern doctors and anatomists still admire his work, proving that his multidisciplinary approach was far ahead of his time. Leonardo's imagination played a crucial role in connecting his knowledge to the future. While many scientists focused only on existing tools and methods, Leonardo imagined machines and systems that did not yet exist. He studied birds in flight, carefully sketching the shape of their wings and observing how air supported their movement. From these observations, he designed flying machines, gliders, and even concepts similar to helicopters. Although these inventions could not be built with the technology of his time, they demonstrate how Leonardo used imagination grounded in scientific observation. He did not imagine blindly, he imagined based on evidence, patterns, and natural laws. Engineering and mechanics were also central to Leonardo's work. He designed bridges, military machines, water pumps, gears, and mechanical systems that showed a deep understanding of physics and motion. His designs reveal that he understood concepts such as friction, leverage, and balance long before they were formally defined by modern science. Again, his artistic skill enhanced his engineering ideas. His mechanical drawings were not rough sketches. They were detailed visual explanations that made complex ideas understandable. This visual clarity allowed him to think through problems more effectively, blending creativity with logic. Leonardo's notebooks provide the clearest window into how his mind worked. He filled thousands of pages with notes, drawings, questions, and observations. These notebooks show a mind that was never satisfied with simple answers. He questioned why the sky is blue, how water flows, how plants grow, and how emotions appear on the human face. He wrote his notes in mirror writing, possibly to protect his ideas or simply because it felt natural to him. What matters most is that these notebooks reveal how Leonardo connected ideas across different fields. A study of water movement might appear next to a sketch of hair curls, showing how he recognized similar patterns in nature. This ability to see connections where others saw separation is what truly defined Leonardo da Vinci. He believed that nature followed universal principles, and that by studying one part of it, we could understand the rest. For him, art improved science, and science improved art. Mathematics helped explain beauty, and beauty helped explain mathematics. This philosophy was revolutionary in a time when knowledge was often divided into strict categories. Leonardo ignored these boundaries and followed his curiosity wherever it led. Leonardo's approach has immense relevance even today. In the modern world, innovation often happens at the intersection of different fields, such as technology and design, science and creativity, or engineering and art. Leonardo practiced this interdisciplinary thinking more than 500 years ago. He showed that true mastery does not come from memorizing facts, but from deeply understanding how different forms of knowledge interact. His life encourages us to learn broadly, think creatively, and remain curious about the world. In conclusion, Leonardo da Vinci was a master of many fields because he understood that knowledge is interconnected. By combining art, science, and imagination, he created ideas and works that were centuries ahead of his time. His legacy is not only found in museums or history books, but in the way he thought, observed, and imagined. Leonardo reminds us that the greatest human achievements come when creativity and reason work together, guided by an endless desire to understand the world. His ideas were centuries ahead of his time, influencing modern science, engineering, and creativity. Leonardo da Vinci is often described as a man who lived in the 15th century but thought in the future. At a time when scientific tools were limited and many ideas about nature were based on tradition rather than evidence, Leonardo relied on observation, experimentation, and imagination. This approach allowed him to develop ideas that would not be fully understood or appreciated until hundreds of years later. His work shows that true genius is not limited by the knowledge of the present, but is driven by the courage to imagine what lies beyond it. One of the strongest reasons Leonardo's ideas were ahead of his time is his method of thinking. While many scholars of his era accepted ancient teachings without question, Leonardo insisted on learning directly from nature. He believed that experience was the true teacher, and that observation was more valuable than blind belief. This scientific attitude, which later became the foundation of the modern scientific method, was rare during the Renaissance. Leonardo carefully observed natural phenomena, recorded his findings, and tested ideas through practical experiments, even when no formal system of science yet existed. Leonardo's studies of human anatomy clearly demonstrate how advanced his thinking was. During his lifetime, medical knowledge was limited and often inaccurate. Leonardo challenged these limitations by dissecting human bodies to understand how muscles, bones, organs, and blood vessels truly worked. His drawings of the heart, spine, skull, and muscles were astonishingly precise. He even studied how the heart functioned as a pump and how blood flowed through the body, concepts that were only scientifically confirmed centuries later. These anatomical insights influenced modern medicine, even though most of his work remained unpublished during his lifetime. His forward-thinking ideas are also evident in his engineering and mechanical designs. Leonardo imagined machines that resembled modern tanks, submarines, cranes, and automated devices. He designed gears, pulleys, and complex mechanical systems with an understanding of motion and force that was far ahead of his time. Many of his designs could not be built with the materials and technology available in the 15th century, but the principles behind them were sound. Today, engineers recognize that Leonardo had a deep understanding of mechanical laws long before they were formally defined. Leonardo's fascination with flight is another powerful example of his future-oriented thinking. At a time when humans had never flown, Leonardo carefully studied birds and bats to understand how flight might be possible. He sketched wings, flying machines, gliders, and even a design similar to a helicopter. These designs were based on detailed observation of nature and an understanding of air resistance and lift. Although human flight would not become a reality until the 20th century, Leonardo's ideas laid conceptual foundations for aviation and aeronautical engineering. Leonardo also made groundbreaking contributions to the study of nature and the environment. He studied water flow, erosion, and river systems, recognizing how water shapes landscapes over time. He understood the idea of geological change and suggested that fossils found in mountains were evidence of ancient seas, challenging the belief that they were placed there by supernatural events. This insight shows that Leonardo had an early understanding of geology and Earth's history, concepts that would only be widely accepted centuries later. Even in art, Leonardo's ideas were far ahead of his time. He approached painting as both an artistic and scientific activity. His understanding of perspective, light, and shadow transformed visual representation. He studied how the human eye perceives depth and movement, allowing him to create paintings with remarkable realism. Techniques he developed influenced generations of artists and continue to shape modern visual arts, photography, and design. His ability to connect human emotion with scientific accuracy set new standards that artists still strive to achieve. Leonardo's notebooks reveal how deeply he thought about the future. He did not merely record ideas. He asked questions that science would later answer. He explored the nature of light, sound, motion, and energy, often reaching conclusions that aligned with modern understanding. His habit of recording everything, from grand inventions to small observations, shows a mind constantly searching for patterns and meaning. These notebooks serve as a bridge between medieval thinking and modern science. The reason Leonardo's ideas influenced modern science and creativity is not only because of what he imagined, but how he imagined. He combined careful observation with bold creativity. He did not accept limits as permanent. He saw them as temporary challenges. This mindset is central to modern innovation, where progress often begins with ideas that seem impossible at first. Leonardo's way of thinking encourages scientists, engineers, and artists to question assumptions and explore new possibilities. In conclusion, Leonardo da Vinci's ideas were centuries ahead of his time because he thought differently from those around him. He trusted observation over tradition, imagination over fear, and curiosity over comfort. His work in anatomy, engineering, flight, geology, and art laid foundations for fields that would only fully develop long after his death. Leonardo's legacy reminds us that the future belongs to those who dare to think beyond the limits of their time, making him truly one of the greatest visionaries in human history.